You're listening to Back to Us Radio on the Back to Us Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into Table Talk Radio with Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson. Comedian Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson. Back to us.
What? Welcome back to Table Talk, everybody. I'm comedian Reggie Jackson, rolling into the holiday season with my good friend David Young. What's up, Dave?
Hey, we're back.
We are back in this beach. Can we say beach?
I think so.
Okay, well, great.
We've been saying bitch all year. I think we could get away with a beach one.
What up, everybody? So we're in the holiday season right now. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. What did you do for Thanksgiving, Dave?
I went over to my girlfriend Natasha's house and had dinner with their family. It was delicious.
So you had your first black family Thanksgiving?
I did.
How did it go?
It was great. There was so much food, and it was all delicious. I had like three servings of leftovers I took home.
Nice.
Yep.
Were you there for a long time?
I was there for the majority of the day, and then before I came out with you for bar hopping.
Yeah. I knew you were going to be there all day because I've never been to a function at a black family's home that lasted an hour.
Well, when I got there, I think some cooking had been done, but there was a lot of cooking left to be done. And, I mean, it was worth it. It was worth the wait. She's giving me evil looks over there, but it was worth the wait because she said black events never start on time.
Black events do never start on time.
But there was turkey, stuffing, 2 different types of cakes she made, red velvet cake and cheesecake, a cherry cheesecake, sweet potato pudding.
What do you mean?
Mashed potato.
Sweet potato pudding sounds like my whole life.
Yeah, it was amazing. Cornbread plus sweet potato pudding, that is a combination I could eat all year round. Yep.
Was there football on?
Yep, there was.
Well, you know what? Because we all know how I feel or don't feel about professional sports. But on the holidays, that's just a given for me that's the background noise.
Right.
Is football.
That's the classic Thanksgiving thing.
So I had Thanksgiving here in Atlanta with just a bunch of my single friends that nobody had family down here, so we all decided to get together. And there's one guy that was there that he's an atheist, and all he does is complain about everything all the time. Anything that's happy or joyful or has anything to do with the Lord, like, he's just not about it at all. So no grace was said, no anything, and all he did the whole time, because the game was not on. Like, it was on the TV, but the volume wasn't up. And I walked in. I'd been there like maybe 10 minutes, and I was like, where's the volume of the game? And all the guys are sitting on the couch going, exactly. And the one guy sitting on the counter like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that gibbly mess over here when I'm trying to enjoy this great conversation. And I'm like, that's
so it's silence in the background? Yeah.
No music, no anything.
Was it his house?
No.
Then how the hell did he get away with that?
I don't know.
Wow.
But anyway, it was still a great time with friends. I made the turkey. I did a 19-pound bird this year, and I injected it with Creole butter. Did a jerk seasoning dry rub on the top of it. I did, I cut up Granny Smith apples and celery and put the jerk seasoning in with that and made the stuffing. And then I put the Granny Smith apples and wrapped that guy in bacon, put Granny Smith apples on top of that, and then smothered that in a liquid jerk. And then I took a bottle of Guinness, a big bottle of Guinness, and I shoved it in its tuchus, and it sat in the refrigerator for 2 days before I cooked it.
Wow.
It was delicious. Everybody made fun of me, but the whole thing about it is, I actually had a friend that even said, she was like, what kind of redneck recipe is that? And I'm like, it's actually a Caribbean recipe. jerk. My
sounds
ex-boyfriend
amazing.
Eric's mom sent us a turkey up from St. Thomas one year. So I've had jerk turkey every year for Thanksgiving ever since that.
Hell yeah.
So it was tender. It was like rib, like fall off the bone tender.
Yeah.
So I cooked that guy for like 6 hours, and it was excellent.
Mm.
And then, and then I made sriracha mac and cheese. We had this guy Solchuk, that's a friend of ours. He's from Turkey, and he brought baklava. I don't like baklava, but that was ridiculously fantastic. And I know you had some too.
Yep.
Because
I can
it
vouch
was
for
so
that.
bad because you came over to my house after all of that, and then like you said, we took an Uber to go to the bar, and I was like, Dave, try this baklava, and we were both like, oh, I can't eat another bite of anything, but it's so good. I want to try it. Like, I was so full on Thanksgiving that my stomach hurt on the top.
Then you did it right.
I was laying on the couch going, ow, 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 ow. Like, I don't understand why it hurts this bad. Ow, ow. But then you and I went to church on the corner of Edgewood.
Yep. Church, the bar.
Yeah, and it was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
It was too much for me. It was too much sacrilegion. They had a Hitler doll behind the bar. It was like...
Well, none of that bothered me, but it was...
Of course it didn't.
I mean, it was just too loud and, like, not the vibe I wanted at the time.
No, it was very loud in
Yeah.
there. I was like, I must be getting old. Because everywhere we went, I'm like, I can't hear. I wish they'd turn the music down. I can't hear anything.
Can't have conversation.
Can't have a conversation. Then we left there and went to Mother's, which is always it's always a pretty good time over there because a friend of ours bartends.
And they had some good music going. Kryptonite by
Oh
Big
yeah, they
Boy
were
and
out.
them.
It was a Jewish dude with a big curly
that's
afro
right.
that was the DJ.
Yeah, it was Parallel Universe me on the turntables.
Wearing an Outcast T-shirt, so
Yep.
you knew what it was going to be anyway when you walked in. So, did you happen to tell Natasha about the Uber ride back?
No.
So the Uber ride back in the car, neither one of us are very inebriated. We could have clearly driven, neither one of
Yeah.
us. I've gotten in a habit. I can't say it's a bad habit, but I've gotten in a habit lately of just taking Uber even if I don't feel inebriated because I'm like, I don't want to get there, get drunk, and then have to risk my life, somebody else's life, a possible DUI or anything to get home.
That is
So I've been
not a bad
Ubering a
habit.
lot lately, even if I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
It's cheap enough.
yeah. Well, last night I called an Uber, and then my friend came over at the last minute right as the Uber pulled up, and he was like, I was like, hey man, do you want to go down to Twain's with us or whatever? And he was like, sure. And so I canceled the Uber like right as he got there, and he was so angry that he like followed behind us with his bright lights on almost the whole way there.
Wow.
Yeah, we were like, God, Chris is very aggressive. He didn't look so aggressive in his profile picture, but Chris is very angry right now. But so when we get in the car to come back, there's an older lady that's driving, and she's like, I asked her, I was like, hey, do you mind stopping at the store? And she was like, no problem. And then she proceeds to talk about Jesus
Oh, yeah.
the entire way home, and
Now I
I'm sitting there and
remember
I'm
that.
like, and I feel bad because she and I are talking so much about Jesus, and Dave's sitting here like, oh, I'm Jesus out. And then I asked her to stop at the store, and I got a 6-pack of Terrapin, and then she said something about, we were talking about, you know, it's being scary for her to drive at night, and she's like, that's why I always keep the Bible in here with me, so in case anybody has any concerns, then they can just see that I've got the Bible and I'm riding with the Lord. And then I looked down and I had my beer sitting right in the middle of Psalms. And I was like, oh, the Bible's right here.
Yeah, I got in before you did, and I saw the open Bible right in the middle of the seat with, like, notes written in it. And I
Right.
just kind of pushed it to the side and sat
Pushed it
down.
over there where I could set my beer in the middle of Genesis.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's the Bible for real. Like, that's really, my beer's right there in Revelation.
That's
right
okay.
there.
Everybody in the Bible was drunk all the time anyway.
Oh, man. I'm not going to hell because of you, David Young. I'm just not. But I felt like, yeah, I was like, man, I felt bad that I tried to call you later on that night to tell you that I felt bad that we Jesused you out.
It was okay. I think I just zoned out and thought about something else.
Wherever they're talking about Jesus and you're on the other side, like, man, I really want to get that new video game. I can't wait until that comes out. I don't know exactly when that's
Star
gonna
Wars
happen.
Battlefront, Jesus in Battlefront.
So, but Thanksgiving was cool. I wasn't with my family, and that kind of sucked. But other than that, I guess I'm going home for Christmas. Do you have any plans coming up for Christmas?
On Christmas, I'm planning to do the same thing I do every Christmas, which is get really drunk and watch Bad Santa, and usually like 3 other movies too. That's just the one that doesn't change.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I came on.
Actually,
you came in and caught me. You busted me watching watching Mickey Mouse Christmas on Thanksgiving night. You were like, "Is that Mickey Mouse?" And I'm like, "It felt right, Dave. Shut up."
Actually, last Christmas, halfway through my drunken movie binge, I decided to pull out a latke recipe because my mom gave me a recipe for latkes.
What's latkes?
Latkes are potato pancakes, traditional for Hanukkah. It's a Jewish dish. It's much like hash browns, but it's a lot better. And the recipe had me making them from scratch, like shredding potatoes and onions and like all these different seasonings. And it was amazing. And I had 2 other Jewish friends come over, and we Jewed out on Christmas and got drunk. It was great.
Excellent. So basically you did the same thing that Christians do, but just with Jewish friends.
I don't know. Is that what Christians do?
Well, I mean, that's not what they do at my house because my parents don't drink. So we eat a healthy meal, open some gifts, and then they take naps in their chairs, and I play on my phone.
I've always wondered because I've had plenty of Christian friends growing up, and I just every Christmas I assume they're all just constantly busy all day with family, and I don't know what you do with family for 24 hours, but it seemed to be the case. You just sit around and feel like you want to do something else?
A lot. I mean, it's different for me because my family's very small, and I have a big family, but like this is morbid to say, but my favorite aunt died Friday. Like I've had my other aunt died earlier this year, so it's like a lot of family deaths and things like that, and people just kind of spread everywhere. So it's usually just me, Jackson, and my parents, and it's just an average day. They just sleep all day, and that's kind of what I do. I mean, it's not really that. But when I have Christmas at my house, or when I'm back in the day when I was actually dating somebody, and we would have gatherings on Christmas, it's a whole lot of just eating all day and football and drinking for us. Like that's my ideal holiday, is just to sit around with friends like that. And I don't know. I don't know why I give a crap about the game being on. I think it's just kind of a comfort thing.
Yeah. Well, it also, over the years on different Thanksgivings, I've bonded with a variety of people I probably wouldn't have spoken to otherwise on Thanksgiving, just watching the game. And not that this is an exact example of what I just said, but like I'd never really had a conversation with Natasha's dad before, and we still haven't really, but we said like probably a total of 100 words to each other over the course of the game. And that was like, okay, we're sitting down watching the game. Well, he's not a talkative man, and that's fine.
Well, I mean, and it must be kind of difficult being a dad, like meeting your daughter's boyfriend, knowing that you guys, sure. And that's his little baby,
right?
And then it's like,
oddly enough, that subject didn't come up, but. Yeah. But yeah, I mean...
You should have just walked in there guns blazing and been like, yeah, I put your little girl on a pretzel yesterday, wet. That would have went over so well. Not at all. I don't, yeah.
Nah.
My dad doesn't really, I don't know. The only guy that I've ever had home for a holiday I was married to, my dad hated him. So he didn't talk to him anyway.
Actually, I think this is the first time I've ever had a girlfriend over the holiday. Well... No, I did date one girl for a couple of years, but whatever. That was a long time ago. She's not in my life.
Like, I don't really do, like, a lot of... I don't know. Like I said, I was married, and that was it. Like, that was the only time, and he hated him. I don't know. I have weird holidays. Yeah. A friend of mine made a comment about how she thought that it was really weird that I could just have holidays with random people, and I'm like, I'm a gypsy. Like, I would love nothing more than to spend my Christmas in Cairo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if they really celebrate Christmas in Cairo, but...
But I still would, jerk face. I like to travel around. I like to be around different people and family sometimes, especially my parents are just, it's very boring over there on the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess because of the line of work I'm in, I frequently am working on holiday, like any given holidays. It's pretty likely I'll be working.